be uplifted, but he doesn't do any of that. He just throws it from the pocket. He doesn't run it all, and there are different ways to, so to speak, skin the cat.
Right.
But the best way, the safest way, the one that will endure, the one that has won 7 Super Bowls is you just slice them and dice them from the pocket.
Right.
You speed read them, and you find the open man, and you hit him with the catchable ball. And you don't need to throw it left-handed. You don't need to throw it behind your back or between your legs or sidearm or no look. You just pick them to pieces. And Patrick at times has gone through stretches where he'll just stand in the pocket and destroy you.
Right.
But he loves to destroy you by throwing over your head.
Right.
And if the 2 safeties just, they're playing 30 yards off the line of scrimmage, and they're just saying Tyreek can't run by us.
We're not going to let you
because we'll let him get a running start, but we're fast enough that he's not going to get behind us.
Right.
And we went late in the game last night, and Patrick was 0 for 8 on passes of 20-plus yards.
Right.
And I'll get to in a minute the one that went for 24, and we'll see how that happened. But the point is, now we get back to the play in question that you brought up. There's the sidearm throw to Tyreek. This is 11:09 of the second quarter. It's 1st and 10 at the Kansas City 43. Well, now it's Patrick trying to be Patrick, and he rolls the wrong way. And this is a hellacious athletic throw. And you say, nobody can do that except Patrick Mahomes. Okay? But if you keep trying, this one worked.
Yeah.
And yet it was crazy what you're trying to force it through a tight window.
Yes.
And you got it to Tyreek, and it went for a grand total of 11 yards. And it got you a first down, and it got you a lot of oohs and a lot of ahs and a lot of drop jaws around the country. Yeah. Only Patrick can do that.
I'm sure they were talking about it on the telecast.
They were. And, yeah, only Patrick can do that. But if you keep trying to do that,
cause his routine throws aren't there because he normally would be able to get Hardman. He would always be able to get Tyreek on a deep throw. Now the windows are compressed, are condensed, so he's going to have to change arm angles just to try to fit the ball in the windows because there's 7 guys dropped.
I got
because they don't even care. We dare you to run, and even if you do have success running, we know you won't stick with it because that's not how you want to win.
Okay.
Coaches would rather win their way, Skip.
That is correct.
Let me take this back. They would rather lose their way than win some other way.
I agree with that.
Andy can run the football, Skip. They were running, getting 4 yards a clip. And he's like, nah, come on, let's start throwing it again.
It doesn't do anything to enhance Andy's legacy to run the football. It doesn't do anything for Patrick's psyche to take the check down, take the check down, take the check. They're daring him to just toss it to the back. And a number of times he tossed it to the back.
He did, and got good yardage.
And here's a key stat this year for Patrick Mahomes. His yards per attempt are a career low 7.3 because the 2 deep safeties are forcing him.
Yes.
There's nobody out there. And they're doubling Kelsey. So they're playing 2 deep safety, and they're saying you can't have Kelsey because what did the Bucs do in the Super Bowl? They put Levante on him, but he had help through the Super Bowl. They just said, no, he's not going to wear us out.
Right. A lot of times, Skip, what they're doing is what we call, and I got this a lot of coverage, they Skip, you play a zone, but you play one man underneath. And so it's like, I got man, but if I beat him, I'm still going to be running through somebody else's zone. So how do I beat that? But Kelsey's going to have to understand and I noticed some things he did last night, Skip.
Yeah.
He's playing too big. If you're a boxer, you never see a boxer stand like this. He stands like this. So what Kelsey needs to do, instead of allowing the DB to get both hands on him, he needs to pick a side, pick a shoulder, get skinny, as we call. So take a shoulder, left or the right.
Okay.
Have enough confidence, even if if I want to run an out-breaking route, Skip, I had enough confidence that I could release inside, do what I needed to do at the top of my route, and still get to where I needed to be. But when you give a guy this, Skip, he's letting Bradbury, he's letting these guys get both hands in his chest. Well, you're going to lose every time.
And what has happened over the years, Kelsey has become his security blanket. When in doubt, he just flings it up to 87. And it doesn't really matter how accurate the pass is because 87 can really go get it. Until now, when he's just being taken out of the play. So Patrick, last night, he threw 18 balls to Tyreek 18 times, and 12 of them were caught for a grand total of 94. It wasn't 12 for 220 like against the Bucs, It was 12 for 94. Well, you can live, you know, you can survive
because a lot of it is catch and run. As long as it's not 50, 60 yards down the field, you're good with Tyreek doing that.
So Kelsey last night gets only 7 targets and catches 4 for a grand total of 27. That means you'll stay in the game. And so a Giants team with little to no offense itself is hanging in the game because look what they have. They have no Saquon. Galladay's hurt and got hurt during the game where Sterling Shepard and Dante Pettis and then even Tony got hurt late in the game. He had a hand injury.
Sterling Shepard hurt his quad. He got left the game.
That's what I'm saying. So all of a sudden you're down to nobody. Evan Ingram, like you don't have much left. And I got to tell you this. Last night, Patrick was very lucky that the opposing quarterback was Daniel Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Because if it's somebody else, I don't think you're going to lose that.
They lose that game.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you get a pick in the end zone, Skip, and what does Daniel Jones do? He comes right back and throws and hits 50 right in his chest.
Okay. All right. I got it. And it canceled. It just canceled. Here you come right back. Okay. So now let's look at the strip sack. So this is 9:39 left in the game. It's 3rd and 9 at the Giants 12. So this is a huge play. And Patrick gets stripped. He's trying to hold the ball, and he gets stripped, and he got a huge break because his lineman fell on it.
Right.
What if they don't? You have just blown, because at least you preserved a field goal, right?
Yes.
So you preserved your field goal just because you got a lucky bounce.
Right.
So that time you got a lucky bounce, right? And then what happened after that? We've got, let's see the next one. This is 4:29 left in the game. This becomes the winning drive, and Patrick throws an interception. He throws an interception, but
he knows it's offside.
I think he saw it, but I'm not sure he did. I'm not sure.
Saw it
it wasn't like he threw it 70 yards trying to go for broke. It was just a bad idea throw that got picked, and the Giants left end just jumped slightly, slightly jumped the gun.
In a situation like that, you see how he hits the ball?
Yep.
If you're going to throw in the zone, this ball's got to go. It can't go with a hitch. He hitches.
Yep.
Now the guy, he gives the guy an opportunity. That ball needs to be on his way before the the receiver is coming out of his break. That ball needs to be halfway there. Look, he's waiting on it.
Okay, I got it. So then he finally does hit Kelsey the very next play, and there's some phantom face mask call. I don't know what it was.
It's because Kelsey had the ball high and tight.
But there's
not a face mask.
There's no grab of the mask.
No, there's not.
The grab is below of his hand.
Yeah, he got his hand because he got the ball high and tight.
Okay.
And his head turns. They think it's a face mask.
Okay, so he finally got an open Kelsey underneath, and then they get 15 more to move it into scoring position, into field goal position. Yeah. And now we get to 3:27 left. We get to his longest, quote unquote, completion of the night. If we could see this one to Mecole Hardman, that's a pass. It's that little touch pass, like in the backfield. That qualified as Patrick's longest completion of the night, a little touch pass to Mecole that went for 24 yards. Well, it has come to this for Patrick Mahomes. Right. That's all you got, man. Right. And the Giants are pretty good on defense, and they're well coached, and I give you that. But, man, this is Patrick as a shell of himself. Right. And then what is the play of the night for Patrick Mahomes? What did he get the most credit for? It has come to this for Patrick. It's this play. He decides, I got nothing. I'm going to take the sack. When did you ever want Patrick to take the sack? And everybody's saying, he didn't do anything stupid. Right? He didn't fling it into the end zone and get it.
That's the box guy. Okay. Run the football.
Okay.
First of all, you should have run.
That's just a spy.
Yeah. But Skip, look at if you go back, look at this. Run the football. Where do you think you're going to throw it at? They got 7 guys in coverage.
But they are spying Patrick Mahomes because they know he can gash you with his legs. And they're just saying, I'm not going to let you out. We're going to come and get you. And to Patrick's credit, he's had such a long, hard struggle that he realized, I do have the field goal. Right. It will put us ahead. I will just fold up, protect the football, and take my medicine. Yes. Well, when has he ever taken his medicine? He's never had to take his medicine, right?
Well, hopefully that's a learning, because there have been times we've seen him skip in a situation like that. What did he try to do? Put the ball in his left hand and try to make a play.
That's what I'm saying. So, he didn't do anything wild. Usually, the Patrick Mahomes who's trying to live up to the hype that Andy Reid helped create would try to do something out of his mind.
Sunday notwithstanding, I think one of Tom Brady's greatest attributes is that early on he understands the complexion of the game, how the game is going to be played. You look at him against the Rams, he's like, you know what? This is not going to be a high-scoring game. I cannot put the ball in harm's way. He made that one interception in the Super Bowl. He made that one mistake early, Skip, and from that point on, they started running. They started hitting Edelman. There was nothing really down the field until he hit Gronk. He understands Like, you know what? In the Super Bowl against Kansas City, our defense is in control. I don't need to do anything crazy. If it's there, I'll take it. If not, hey, I'll throw it in the ground. I'll throw it over the head. I'll live this.